Sponsored by LegendScaleCollector.com.
Why everybody say night's gone away, rocks now dead, nothing left today. No one gets today, we've got to see the truth, night's far away. Tell me what you want, here's what you got. Lupins every day, more than we have ever seen. Rocks now dead, don't ask why. Since when the rock is now dead.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Locker. I am your host, Legends of Cybertron, also known as John. And today what we have for you is a lovely little review for Rising Force RF-L01 Catfish, also known to all us Transformers fans as Dead End. Now, first things first, okay, this first part that I'm going to be uploading to YouTube is just a comparison. If you want the actual transformation, that will actually be on my website. That's LegendScaleCollector.com, and just look for Locker on there. It's actually it's a $2.50 a month or £20 a year type of thing. It's a bit like Patreon, but you know, which I'm doing it through my site rather than going through Patreon and paying somebody else and this, that, and the other. But obviously, cancel any time. You get a 2-day free trial on it, because at the moment I've only got 2 videos on there. Or 3 videos, sorry. So obviously, when I keep putting more videos on there, I will start upping it from 2 days to like 3 days and so on and so forth, till it's up to about a month in advance, if you know what I mean. Okay, so all that out the way, you can see there is no turntable here today, nothing at all, no turntable at all. I'm going to use this as I used to do it. Now, first things first, this guy is pretty damn nifty, okay? He comes in a very tiny box for a start, okay? It is literally minimalistic. And I will just say this here, there's nothing even on the back. Choking hazard there on the side, and then Rising Force on top. And underneath, Rising Force toys, which I think is the Weibo page, I think. Either way, it's pretty simplistic and pretty basic, okay? If I was to open this up, as you can see, that's it. That's the bubble. Comes in alt mode with a gun and instructions, which I should just read. Well, I should just show you. That's it. There you go. That's the instructions. As you can tell, very simplistic. And if you ask me, oh, Blitzwings fell over. Excuse me, Blitzwing. There's no time to fall over, lad. Oh, he's not going to stand. Oh, yeah, there we go. So anyway, basically, the instructions are pretty simplistic and very straightforward. Now, what I am going to do, before I get started with anything, on showing you what the figure looks like, I'm going to bring in Magic Square's Dead End. Now, obviously, I'm not going to show you the rest of the Constructicon. No, it's Constructicon. What? That's them. Over there, that's the ones. The Stunticons. I apologise. Instead of bringing in all these Stunticons by Magic Square, I'm just bringing in Dead End to compare the figure. Now, I would normally do a versus between these two, so you see what you get in the actual box, but I've stored his box in storage, and with it, he's gone. Because on my shelf, it's just Menasor, and that's it. So I've taken him off, I've transformed him down, just so you can get a bit of an idea of how much of a scale difference these two are. Now, if you look at these, obviously you've got your normal Magic Square fingers here, haven't you? Normal Magic Square hands. It's the same type of Magic Square plastic that we all know and love. If I just spin it around, if there is a bit of dust on it, I apologise. I did dust it quickly before I did this video. But yeah, pretty much that's, I mean, we're all very acquainted with this one. Even when they got KO'd by MHZ Toys and by, oh, what was the name of them? BW001 and 002 and 003. I can't remember. What was it? Car? No. Either way, they got KO'd. They've been KO'd twice anyway. This figure, each time a little bit bigger than the last. So just put him over there. Now, as you can tell, with the actual comparisons, there are very smidging comparisons. There's a lack of silver paint under here, but there's silver paint under there. The front of the car looks different. The head looks different. He's wider. Right, well, the Rising Force version is wider. And if I'm being honest, he is actually... Blitz Wing's gone again. See? Telling you the truth. Even Blitz Wing knows. Stay. Anyway, so... it's very, very... not loose, but he's free-flowing. But he can still stand and make poses, so he can just do that. It's very easy to move his arms. Now, on the other hand, if you try and move his arms, they're very stiff. I mean, obviously, a lot of people say, well, that means it's because of the plastic or the joints. Maybe it is, but if I'm being honest, sometimes I just rather have this be able to transform directly. Okay? So, let's just take the gun out for a second. Now, with Magic Square's gun, it's completely black. It's like proper black, like that colour black, like his leg. And it's all black. There is no red part. Now this, however, does have its red part. Just bring it in a bit. As you can see. It's actually a nice blaster, if I'm being honest. It's a nice little blaster. And when it comes to Dead End himself, I'm just watch him over there for a moment, because that's the comparison for them two done. He's actually quite good. I quite like him. I like the face sculpt. I like the actual body itself. I like the legs, the arms. I quite like the arms too. If I'm being honest, the only thing I don't like about it, and it's a very small thing, is the hands. Can you see the ball in there? It's very easy to pop out when you're transforming him from alt mode to robot. I found that when I first transformed him. So, what is he like compared to other figures? So I'll just put his gun back in there. So I'm just going to stick him there on the right hand, well, left hand side. My right hand, because I'm here, right hand. Your left, well, I don't know, who cares? I'm putting him there. First off, New Age Starscream. So we all know the size of the Seekers by New Age. I'm just going to straighten his arms down a little bit. And that is the height comparison between New Age and Rising Force. As you can tell, not much difference, if I'm being honest. To be fair, I always thought he should be bigger. But, yeah, you know, it's Starscream. But, well, it is what it is. So, obviously, we just put him there like that. Oh, and I forgot about that bit too, didn't I? Obviously, showing him underneath. That's what he's like underneath. That's on top. That's at the side. Sorry, I've not got my turntable with me today. Not got enough charge. And there we go. That's his back. I'll just compare him to the back of Magic Squares. You see? As you can see, there is a lot of differences, if I'm being honest. But I quite like Rising Forces. So, let's put him back to there like that. Next up is Vecma Toys MFT Mind Wipe. As you can tell, the actual size the size comparison difference there. You can see it. Again, still, I think he's a decent size. I really do. And for the price of him, you can't go wrong. I don't think you can anyway. And then we've got Iron Factory's Lockdown, who nearly fell over then. So as you can tell, again, a decent size compared to Lockdown at the side of him. And then we've got Iron Factory's, Iron Factory's Soundwave. And I'm not sure, I mean, the Iron Factory Soundwave is a little bit tiny here. I mean, but to be fair, he is literally the same height as Starscream here in this one. And the Iron Factory character illustrations are pretty small compared to, say, like, I don't know, Lockdown or The Fallen or something like that. which is sometimes a good thing, other times a bad thing. You know, one of them. And next but not no means least is Blitzwing. There you go. That's Blitzwing's height for you. Next to good old Rising Force Catfish or Dead End, call them what you will. And then we've got Kang Toys Dive Bomb. Still love this figure. Can't wait for Lambo to come out. There you go, see? And that's the height between these two guys. Quite interesting, if I'm being honest. I mean, I've still not reviewed this guy. I'm scared to review him because he's like a triple changer. Pretty much like Blitzwing. He's a triple changer as well. Oh, and Blitzwing was one of the guys that everyone voted for me to transform and review. So I will. Blitzwing does not want to play today. And last but not least is New Age Devastator, which you can see when I pick him up. Sorry, excuse me. His arms are not completed. Yes, I'm missing the arms. So, but yeah, that's the height compared to New Age Devastator, as you can see. So, hopefully, this kind of gave you a comparison and insight into what Dead End looks like next to all these other characters from different companies. The one thing I didn't use was Core Class, but Core Class is probably that size. I'd probably say about your big next to that. A bit smaller than Magic Square's Dead End. Tiny bit, probably up to the chest. And that'll be like your Megatron from Core Class and Starscream and people like that. So, if you enjoyed this, that's fine, that's brilliant. I would like to point you in the direction of my website, legendscalecollector.com, where you'll be able to see the full video, which will be this part, the comparison, and the actual proper transformation review. Now, obviously, you don't need to compare it in the review. It's just a case of transforming it and showing you what it looks like in alt mode. So, hope to see you again soon, and I hope to see you on the website. Bye for now.